Okay, so welcome to part 8, I believe this is. So it says, import the data that you saved into step 16 in your document. Place this data as a table after the paragraph. So if you remember, step 16 was when we converted this into a rich text format. So you should be able to find that in your file. So if I go to my files here, I go to Documents, and where I save my year 11 items, obviously, like I said with you won't have to go through all these steps here because you will only have one place where it's all saved. Past papers, that's the one. So here we are, and I saved it as decaffeinated coffee query. Okay, so I'm going to open that up now. It wants it as a table, so I'm going to highlight this information here, and I believe I go to, let me try and think, insert, that's it, table, and I convert text to table. So just press OK, and you can see some of it has come off a little bit, but that's not a problem. Is all we do is simply Control X. Apologies for my poor spelling on here. Like I said, I've been looking at the computer screen most of the day, a bit cross-eyed at the moment. And product goes here. So stock numbers. Oops, sorry, my mouse is incredibly sensitive. And price. Oh, does it every time, doesn't it? Oh, it's done it again. Oh, that's better. Okay, V, and I'm just going to delete this column here. So you just highlight the column, right click, and then you should have an option to, I can just cut it. Oh, here we are, delete columns. There we go, done. Right. Just going to move this over. That looks a bit better. Right, okay. So now I'm going to highlight this table here. Just simply going to Control X to cut it. Now, read the exam paper first, don't just dump it anywhere. So it says, import the data you saved in step 16, place this table after the paragraph, one of the lessons we have learned. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to do a Control F to, sorry, let's select the Word document. Control F, one of the lessons. So let's see if it finds it. There we go. One of the lessons we have learned from our customer feedback, blah, blah, blah. So, and it's lost it again. Terribly sorry. That's it. Put the cursor there. Right, so it says place this data after the paragraph. Okay, so regular list, there we go. There we are. Just pasted it there. Right, so it says make sure that all the required fields in their labels are fully visible with no text wrapped, and there's a blank line above and below the table. Here we are. Blank line, no text is wrapped by the look of it. And there's our blank line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight this table here and make sure there's no options. So it's wrap design, layout. I think that looks okay to me. So I don't have a problem with that. Not a problem. Okay. Right. Let's move on. So import the chart that you saved in step 23, insert a page break before and after the paragraph. So, insert a page break, before the paragraph. So here's the paragraph. So just going to go above that. Okay, and simply go insert, pages, page break. There we go, done. Right, so, sorry, I think I've done that wrong. So I've spent so long. As you can see, this is how maybe the exam may get you. You might have to keep, I made the mistake of not reading that exam question properly, but I've just undone my mistake. So I'm going to go Control F again, and I'm going to say the following. Hopefully you would have done better than me at this. So, right, you can see that's not worked properly. What is it? The following sales. The following shows sales. There we go. So it says a page break before that paragraph. So my cursor's there. Oops. So I'm just going to select before that paragraph, pages, page break. There we go, done that now. Right, okay. So import the chart from step 23. So place the chart. So you should know that chart basically is the Excel document. So I'm going to go back to my documents here. And remember, I saved the chart and my candidate number there. As I said, some of the I accidentally closed that at some point. So right, I'm going to go Control C on that. So I'm just simply going to copy that. I'm just going to minimize it now. Right, and it says import the chart into the document, place the chart after the paragraph. So the sales for last year. After after the paragraph, the sales last year, so after the paragraph. So for the sales last year, so it's somewhere around this picture here. They've not made it very clear, so right, I'm going to place it here. So Control V. There we go, and there's our chart. So it's there, it's fine. Okay, so I think this is pretty much the last of it. So resize the chart to fit within the margins. So it looks like to me it's fitting within the margins anyway, so it's not off. So I'm just going to make it a bit smaller there. And then it says spell check and proofread the document. But before I look at that, I'll just check the margins. No, they're well out. Okay, so you need to make sure that the outline of the chart here lines up within these margins. So I'm just going to make that wider. There we go. So now that fits within the margins. Right, so spell check and proofread the document, place page breaks if necessary. Tables and charts must not overlap with each other. There's no widows and no orphans. That's when there's one word on one page of the document. So firstly, what I'm going to do is a spell check. So I'm going to go to the review tab. And right, and basically don't rush through this. Make sure that you are checking this properly. Right, I'm going to restart the document. So cafetiere, you can see is spelt wrong, or cafeteria. Coffee's in a cafetiere or filter. So cafetiere. So I'm going to change that. Right, for this there we go. Change producing most rarest. I think sounds better. Right, so that's now complete. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the document by making sure that tables and things don't overlap each other and pictures don't overlap. Okay, so this looks fine so far. And obviously place page breaks in where necessary, so you can see there's no widows, there's no orphans, and that looks like a fine, well set out document to me. Okay, lastly, there's no blank pages. Save and print the document. Now please do not forget to print your document here. Okay, so remember our screenshot, the Word document, okay, and the reports and everything else. So make sure you go through your exam paper and you tick off what they've told you to print. Okay, if you don't print it, you don't get the marks. If you don't get the marks, you don't get the grade. Please take that time and make sure, as they tell you to save and print, you save and print straight away. Okay, there will be more past examination papers on my playlists, and make sure practice makes perfect.